I already regret starting this. Hey y'all, here's another unposted vlog I found on my camera roll. This one is of me being productive and doing productive people things during the onset of quarantine. So please enjoy. All right, hi folks. It's your quarantine Belle here again. Okay, so I'm gonna be putting this bookcase shelving unit thing together. I was trying to see if there was like what was the name of this, but of course I don't know. But it's this thing. We're gonna put that together. It's gonna be going into the bathroom. I'm pretty excited to get this done and spruce our little bathroom up. My sister and I have been like putting our things all on top of each other. So now we're gonna have our own space. All right, let's get this done. Let's get it started. How about that? So, got your handy dandy wrench, screwdriver. This is a screwdriver. All right, so obviously I was off to a great start. Rewatching this footage, I'm realizing that voiceover is probably the best thing to do. Obviously I was focused on working and trying to talk to you guys at the same time just didn't prove successful. So we are just gonna hit the fast forward button and let's see if this voiceover thing will work out. So just so you all know, this is at 2 times the speed, and as you can see, it still looks like it's going pretty slow to me. So that makes me just feel like I was moving very, very slow. So hopefully I can figure something else out in editing, just because I think this is just taking forever. But here I am identifying the individual pieces, trying to keep everything organized and put things in separate little piles. I think I was struggling over here because some of the pieces didn't have any identifiers on them. You know, when you're going through the directions, it tells you like, look for A12, left corner 6. I don't know. Some of them were just completely blank, which I don't know if I ended up with a bad product, but it was easy to figure out where they were supposed to go because obviously I'm a smart person who graduated from college. So clearly I'm a certified smart person and can figure out that if I have a piece that doesn't have a name and I find something on the direction that involves a piece without a name, it's probably the same piece. So make it make sense, right? Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and skip ahead. So we've identified all of our pieces, all of our hardware, and the tools that we're gonna need to use. I think we're gonna go on to attaching the pieces for the bottom piece of the, honestly, I still don't know whether this is a cabinet or a shelf. I want to call it a buffet. You know, I'm Haitian, so that's just what my tongue wants to say. But either way, we're going to start working on the bottom half here. So following the directions, I'm making sure everything is facing the right way. Okay, y'all, so I'm watching this video and I walked away from the camera for about like 10 minutes. I have no idea why. I didn't feel like listening to myself speak. So obviously this project took a lot longer than it probably ever needed to, but I just wanted to show you guys a little clip of me using the, I think the piece is called like an Allen's wrench or whatever it's called. You know, that little tool that comes with everything you build and you always save them as if every time you buy something, it doesn't come with a new one. But anyways, I'm using that to screw on the little pieces that came with it and put together the base of the bottom piece. Okay, so it looks like I am now screwing in the middle part of the buffet. That's just what I'm going to call it from now on. You know, it's the part that You guys know the definition of middle, so it's literally the part in the middle between the top and bottom piece. That was very helpful, right? So this is actually a good time to reiterate the fact that this is not a tutorial in no way, shape, or form. Yeah, obviously you can just look at the instructions as I am doing, and honestly not doing very well. But if you do have the same thing and want to just see the steps to see how it looks like, this is it. I get this video is just a little bit more of an opportunity to get used to being in front of the camera, vlogging lifestyle, getting used to angling things correctly so it could be seen on the camera. I don't know. Oh, actually, it's a perfect opportunity for me to get used to editing. I don't have a lot of videos up. I have a lot of videos I've put together and just not uploaded, but not many of them are edited. It's just me chatting and going straight through. So let me go here and practice my little iMovie skills here. It's not going to be great, but let's see what this looks like. All right, let's go ahead and skip ahead and move on to this next part here. So now I'm working on the top piece. As you can see, I keep going back and forth looking at the directions and the pictures just to make sure I'm attaching everything correctly, because for some reason it just looked like rocket science to me, but I'm gonna make it work out. At the end, it actually makes so much sense. So it's kind of frustrating looking at this now and being like, girl, this was obviously obvious. Okay, so it turns out at the beginning of the video, I actually was working on the top piece in the first place. Now I have been working on the bottom piece. But anyways, here I am attaching the top piece to the bottom piece. This is honestly like awful for me to watch and relive and have to describe, because little did I know in this very moment was the beginning of a mistake. If you guys, I'm readjusting the camera here. I should probably just edit that out. But if you guys can identify what my mistake was, write it in the comments below, because I did not know yet that I had just already started to ruin everything. Okay, so I have already put in the magnet piece that's going to help keep the little door at the bottom closed. Here I am using my screwdriver as a hammer to, I don't even know what I'm doing, nailing in something or another. But obviously, as you can see, we are innovative, we are creative, we are resourceful. We are making $1 out of 15 cents, because you will continue to see me use this as a hammer. Could not I find my hammer in the house? Didn't want to spend so much time looking for it. So here I am, lowering the unit so that I could attach the back piece. Anybody that noticed my first mistake will realize that here I am now solidifying it. But I'm also about to make my second mistake. Woohoo! If you recall, at the beginning of this video, I announced myself as a certified smart person, and that might be questionable at this point. But here I am using my screwdriver to hammer in the nails to attach this little back wall piece here. Honestly, I'm really glad I didn't follow the directions in this point, because they told me to put so many nails in. I pretty much cut that in half. I did all of the corners, did the middle, and then did the middle of those middles. I am so grateful that I did that, because of my mistake, it made it easier to rectify than having to sit there and take out a million pieces. But let me tell you, boy, was I so proud of myself and thought I was somebody. But then here's the moment where, as soon as I think I've wrapped everything up, I pick the unit up and bam, I put the back piece on backwards. Look at me. Look at how sad I look. Look at how disappointed I look. I'm just sitting here looking at the instructions again as if it's going to tell me something different from what my eyes can clearly see. I messed up. Well, I did something stupid. Oh no, what did you do? Come here. Okay, so we're back. It has actually been more than a few days. I was really very frustrated with myself for the careless mistakes that I made. So I actually went ahead and corrected them off screen. I decided to use a fork to take the nails out since I didn't have a hammer, and switch the bottom piece around. Now it looks the way it's supposed to look. So let's finish this up. And not make any more mistakes. Okay, let's go. Yup, you heard right. It was actually a few days later. I could not bring myself together to come fix this. I was so disappointed in myself. What you guys don't know, I actually edited out, was that I was doing everything to not have to take the bottom piece off. I even went ahead and painted it white. I know I should have probably left that in, but honestly, I just felt like I looked so foolish doing that because that even had its own issues. I had white paint, but didn't have a paintbrush, so I used an old sponge. Didn't want to ruin a plate, so I used the box of a cereal box. Lord have mercy, I did everything to not take it off. It still looked crazy. It's just still looked like, how is it a brand new thing that I'm opening up looks used and abused after I've built it? It was crazy. But funny enough, the thing that made me decide to go ahead and take the bottom piece off wasn't even the way it looked. It was actually, and this goes out for the people who made their guesses about what I messed up in the first place, I had actually messed up that first, when I had first attached it, the bottom piece and the top piece. I guess I'll put in a little clip of that here. Yeah, here it is. As you can see, the top piece is unfinished. The unfinished edge are facing out and the bottom piece is wrong. So I'm really glad I figured out how to edit that in. Yay me. I'm sure there's a better, smoother way to do that, but time, practice and time will tell. So it looks like I'm putting in the shelves. Look at that, I'm almost done. Look how excited I am. Okay, so I'm just putting in the shelves here, sticking them right on, and doing the same thing with the bottom piece. Look at that, so easy peasy. And then I think I just go ahead and move on to putting on the door. After putting on the final piece of the door, I am finally done. This definitely took way longer than it should have, but I'm glad I did it. These little IKEA projects are just not for me, but here I am. I did it and I was really glad. It looks really cute in my bathroom. Here that is. Anyways, y'all, thanks so much for tuning in and watching. If you got this far into the video, I'm just practicing, trying to get my balance in doing all of this. So thanks for your patience. And if you're here now and I make it big, you are a day one. Talk to y'all later.